Boom. Yes, people, we're back. Yes, welcome. It's your boy LP Coach. We are back on the Next Generation Baller Show. As you can see, it's the Dugout Show. The show will dive into all the games over the weekend, all the juicy gossip, give you fans a chance to say what you think, and I'll just be giving my opinions on what I think about over the course of the seasons. We haven't been back for a while. I'll be sorting out all the stuff at the start of the season. We're back now. We're here after the international break. Let's dive into it and also give my predictions. We had a nice while to step in and see where we're at so far, so we can give our correct predictions, or not correct predictions, but we can see where we're at and try and give some correct predictions about what we're doing moving forward. So just before we dive in, you know how the thing's set. So if you guys are looking forward to the show, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Boom. Yes, it's your boy LP Coach. Big weekend. Premier League football is back. We had the drubbing old international football. That's in the back of the minds now. Oh, your boy Sam Supreme's on here. Your boy Sam Supreme. Let's get
in.
So just as we were speaking, before, we was talking about the start of the season. We're here now, boring old international break. Sam Supreme, lovely to have you on. So let me try to get you a bit bigger up on there. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, so we're back with it. We could talk about the games. We'll kick off. We'll talk about the one that came in first, where the North London derby. So there we got old Supreme here. You're an Arsenal fan.
You started with North London derby.
Yeah, obviously, boy. You know how right now.
Nah.
You know how it is, bro. Yeah. We start off fresh, you get me? Like, we'll start off from how the weekend is, and then we'll start on a high end of below kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really, everyone's talking about the United stuff, but let's creep back a bit and let's talk about to the Spurs game. So, the reason why I want to talk about that as well, because you know what, yeah? Like, I thought, you know, before I do this show, yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of a confession, because obviously this stemmed from the group chat that we got for the man them, where we just rant and go on about football. Hopefully some of the guys will jump in once they're free doing what they're doing. But yeah, like literally me, I can't lie, when I'm on that chat, yeah, I'll like everyone on the chat will tell you that I literally, like, I hate Arsenal with my bones. But you know what? You see, when you're coming onto these sort of things and these sort of platforms and that, yeah, like sometimes you have to recollect and you have to channel your brain and yourself and understand what football really is. Because I know I am a football man, and obviously what I've been seeing over the last couple of days and whatnot is everyone's talking about Arsenal and getting their credibility, and people ain't really giving Arsenal their dues. And just from my point of view, I'm sitting there and think about it today. Me personally, I feel like I'm just like that because I hate Arsenal. When I sit back here and I look back as a football man, like, I still not like 100% Arsenal, but I can stand what people are saying. So what do you think about on that point before you dove into the game? What do you think about that, Supreme? How people just like not giving Arsenal any credibility and people are not taking anything account for what they've done for the start of the season so far?
Right now, I feel like it's deserved because Arsenal did have. Everyone kind of forgets. I know it's a great season, but as Arsenal fans, we kind of forget that we did have 2 seasons with Mikel Arteta where we finished 8th. Last season, we just missed out on top 4. So this season, but it has been progress. So this season is the season where he has to prove to everyone, not just Arsenal fans, but other fans watching Arsenal and watching the Premier League, that what his process is real. As
So
most Arsenal fans right now were trusting the process, but that's just our fan base.
So you said he has to prove to everyone that it's real. What would you say is real? Like, what would you say at the end of the season? You say, you know what? Oh, you got another goon on there. H, he's there. You get him in there. So yeah, we're just saying. So what would you class as Yeah, he's done it. So put your mic on mute, H. Oh, you there? Yeah, go on, Supreme.
What our class is real is pretty much a top 4 finish.
Yeah.
With a trophy.
Oh, with a trophy, yeah.
But the trophy which I would say he should try seal is the Europa, just because there's a lot of banter with Arsenal.
He was talking about that today, wasn't
he? Yeah, there's a lot of banter with Arsenal and European football. Yeah. And we're basically the Spurs of European football. So we need to at least get a trophy. and a European silverware, that will give us a bit of experience for next season if we do qualify for Champions League. I'm not saying that we are and we're entitled to be Champions League, but from where we are, no team has had this amount of points and finished out of the top four. So I'm pretty confident top four. I can't tell you if we're going to challenge City. I can't tell you if we'll have a scrap with Chelsea or Liverpool or the other names which I'm going to mention, because there's a lot of teams this season which are fighting for these four spots. And to be fair, 6 of them are real challenges this season.
So would you say on the other side, before you dive into the North London derby, would you say people are justified in their say their thoughts towards Arsenal and their progression this season?
Yeah. It's definitely justified. Because you got to look at it, and Mikel Arteta is still young. He's won an FA Cup, so he's got a bit of pedigree, but he's the youngest manager in the league. He's got the youngest squad in the league.
He's had 3 years.
Pardon?
He's had 3 years.
He's had 3 years, but these players are still young.
In the time
still
that
the
we're
youngest squad in the league. And these players are a bit naive, and so is Mikel Arteta. Like, I do think Mikel Arteta was naive against Manchester United. You got the tactics wrong. You got the ball back, settle for a draw. We don't get good results at Old Trafford. Settle for the draw, we move on to the next game. However, we did need that lesson so that Mikel Arteta can see, okay, sometimes I need to change my tactics. He's still learning on the job.
No, I hear you still. So when we dive into a North London derby, obviously good result, 3-1 win.
No, that's first.
Yeah, we dove into that result. That with 3-1 win. Obviously good result. Tottenham did get a man sent off. I'll give my opinion on that game. At first, before going into the game, I can't lie, I thought Tottenham was going to go all over you. I thought, yes, the whole Conte vibe. Like, I was still living off the fact of like how Conte is as a manager. Even though Tottenham haven't had the best start in terms of performances, they've done pretty well in terms of points. So he thought maybe this might be the game where he can go and really Conte's hair. But I'll be but it was, I don't know, man. Tottenham are like, everyone's seen it after that game. They're done. Like, it's just not. No. Listen. So my point of view, the reason why I say this year, like everything what I said before was kind of the base of the fact that when I looked at Tottenham now, at the start of the transfer window, I was a bit like, oh yes, wow, they signed this and that guy. But over the course as the season started, not really of their signings have really started in the team or embedded well or had good performances. Okay, Richarlison kind of picked up and put in, but to be quite frank, I don't really see. I see a difference in the Tottenham team, but I don't see a big difference that the way I thought I was going to, if that makes sense. So when after this result in this game, like it kind of confirmed to me that I don't think Tottenham's going to be the big team that I thought they was going to be. Like I think there's going to be typical Tottenham.
You don't believe in Tottenham?
No, I don't. And obviously, as the time's gone on, and I've seen the rumors that like things circulating that Conte don't want to sign a new deal and things like that. Like for me, like I think that affects the players and stuff like that. Especially when they got a manager to say, we can all say Conte is the best they've ever had in their career, but like in their history. So like the fact that they can't even like keep him, for me, is gonna have a big impact on the season. And regards to the result. I didn't want to take it as much because of my hatred for Arsenal. But if I'm being a football man, like Arsenal being consistent in their performances, and I had this argument on a Twitter space, and I was speaking to someone about improvement of players. Yeah. So if I'm gonna speak in the context the way I was speaking to him, I'll say in the same aspect of a team. When I'm talking about, I believe a player improves if they show the consistency on the pitch. Because people are like, oh, how can you say he's improved if I know that he's doing the stuff that I've seen him do before, if that makes sense. Like you see him do something before, but he hasn't been playing well, but now he's doing it. Like, how has he improved? But for me personally, I feel that consistency is a big part in football. So you can have one good game out of 50 games, and like you might still have the quality that we know you possess, but you improve as a player by showing your best performances of your quality every game, right? So if you're able to do that every week in, week out, me personally, I believe you've improved. So using that analogy when it comes to Arsenal, they're showing more consistent football. My argument was like, oh, okay, yes, they're not doing it against the best teams, but at the end of the day, they're showing consistent in football. And that alone for me, Arsenal have improved as a team. But I know how the Premier League is. I know how the Premier League gets. I feel that Arsenal got a long way to go, and yes, the result that they got against Tottenham is a good result. At the end of the day, it's a derby for me, in my opinion. So that is a good one to have on their belts. But you man got smoked by United, so really and truly, man, can't really look at it with too much venom. Like yes, like how
I don't
everyone.
know about smoked. I don't know about smoked, but I'll
I,
say we got a
my guy,
humbling, and
Anthony
Arteta got outclassed.
and
I
Rashi.
won't say that we, as a team, we got smoked. I'll just say Arteta,
But you know what it is about that, yeah? Like, so
tactically, Ten
go on,
Hag
sorry.
got it right. I don't think that United outplayed us. I just
Yeah,
think
but
that managers.
everyone's so emphasis on that, like that adds your extra points. Sorry, go and carry on.
No, because exactly what you're saying about Spurs, yeah. Spurs haven't played well all season. I can say the same about United, yeah. United, yes, you've been getting the results, but so have Spurs. And Spurs has only lost one game. So I look at it as in, okay, how are you performing in these games? And then I was looking at the United game. United was winning by 1 goal. And then
Yeah.
I said, okay, this is exactly what Spurs was doing. However, against Arsenal, exactly when we scored that equaliser, that's where it went all wrong. Because instead of setting up shop, like what a quality team like a City would do, City will go. City will always come back into a game, but when they come back into the game, you kind of see it level out. Like against Newcastle, it leveled out. They didn't try push on.
But don't you think, sorry to cut off, don't you think that the red card that Real picked up gave you that advantage? Like in me, the way I see it is like, yes, Arsenal, they've done what has been expected to that point of the red card, yeah, for me, yeah.
It was
But
2-1. And we
yeah,
were
no,
pushing
that's
on
what
for
I'm
the
saying.
first.
Yeah, they was winning the game, they was playing well. That's what I'm saying. But for me, it's like that moments in the game at that period of the time. Like if he never got that red card, like that after that period, 11 against 11, that's where you really see Arsenal. For me, so like I felt that would have been a
like
crucial part just for me. Just to say, yeah.
I feel like that time when you're talking about was at the end of the first half. That time that came and went. And then by the time we got our second goal, it kind of killed the joy out of Spurs. Spurs didn't attack
It's a
after
derby.
that. But
It's a
Spurs
derby.
didn't attack after that. And I do believe that we would have got our third goal. Because
Yeah.
we're good at scoring three goals here. The thing what Arsenal haven't been doing is like killing off teams.
Yeah, managing
Like
games under
against
pressure.
Brentford,
And that's what I feel like. If I feel that period just before you got the red card, sorry to cut you off. I feel that period just before the red card. If like for me, if Arsenal can prove in a big game, 11 against 11, in that high pressure moment and clear out the game with 11v11, then I can give you a credibility. But at the end of the day, for me personally, you got to give credit where credit's due. You are showing the consistency in performances, but for me, it was just that little niggle like, oh, what if they only had that 11 men?
Yeah, I still think that we would have got the job done. I just think where we won't have got the job done, because this is what happens with Arsenal. Where it was 1-1 and not Spurs took the lead. When we take the lead and another team scores, I still have that confidence and belief that we can push on and win. However, if the other team scores first, that's when I'm a bit edgy and I'm a bit like, whoa. Only Fulham, I think Fulham was the only game this season where the other teams took the lead and we still came and won. Against Man United took the lead, came back into the game, and then the choice of let's take a point or push on for 3 points, that gamble is where we went wrong. And when Arteta gets it right, I don't know if he'll get it right this season. I feel like we still have a lot of slip-ups. However, he's nearly there.
But this is a big thing. What my concern is with Arsenal this season, in regards to what we're going through, is your squad. For me, I just don't think your squad is good enough. In terms of one, two injuries, then we really test. Look, we move on to Man United later, but
as much
some
as
will
you
say
1-2 injuries, that same thing applies for every team in the league.
But I'm not talking about you can class them as main players, but I'm talking about cool. If just look at Manchester United right now in regards to our position. Yeah, we
Okay,
had
but like what you're saying,
yeah.
if that happens to every team in the league, like you can even apply it to City. If City lose Haaland, it's season done for them. So
No,
we can't exactly
no,
say
but
things.
no. That's completely different. We know Man City
How?
still have the
How can you
capability.
say it's
We know
different?
Man City still have the capability of winning games without Haaland. They've proven that
Yeah, but
last month. Yeah,
you also
so that's
know
not
you
that's a
also
nonsensical
know that
argument.
City also make mistakes when they
Yeah,
don't have key players. Like when KDB misses a couple games, it gets a bit shaky.
yeah,
It's the
correct.
same thing with every single team, but the thing is, there's an emphasis on Arsenal because everyone's shocked of where Arsenal are. But it's the same thing that applies for every team. Yeah, you can say, oh, yeah, there's a backup to come in and that's it. It's the same with Man United. If Bruno's removed from that Man United team, it's going to be difficult. I understand Ericsson will fit into that role, but then he's going to have to pay. He's going to have to play either Casemiro, which I can clearly see is not a Ten Hag signing. He's not a Ten Hag signing,
You can see that.
or he's going to have to play the Scott and Fred situation. Even with defense, if Martinez goes in Man United's defense, you got to play Maguire. Man United don't want to play Maguire.
No.
So it's the same thing applies for every team. But I just hope that this core team keeps fit. Where I do say you're right is in central midfield. Central midfield.
What about striking position? I believe
Partey's injury prone.
What happened if Jesus gets injured? Nketiah, has he scored this season?
Yeah, but that's the same thing. Like I said with City, whoever's Haaland's backup, whether it's Cole Palmer or Alvarez, they're not gonna be.
Alvarez is listen, bro. Alvarez is 10 times.
But they're not scoring the same amount of goals.
Don't start saying that.
I'm just saying it. I'm saying it in a way that Haaland has literally put points on the board for City.
Haaland is a freak of nature.
Exactly, and that freak of nature has put points on the board for City. Everyone else has scored goals just to be as an inclusion, but Haaland has actually put points on the board for City.
Correct.
Without his contribution, that's 14 goals missing. You name another player which is getting 14 goals.
Well, it only takes one goal to win a game, to be fair. And
in 8 games.
The record, the numbers you're talking about right now, like the stat that I put into the chat. You see that? You see, what was that? 8. It took him 8 games to get 3 hat tricks in the Premier League. And the next player was like what? I think it was like 48 games.
Yep.
Like, but when you see, and the list of names that was on there, Suarez, Ruben Nistelrooy, like, to me personally, I just feel like it's a mockery to football, because it's like when you look at the average fan, when you look at a stat, we'll move on to the Manchester United derby in a sec. When you look at a stat, majority of fans base their ideology or their support for a player based on that, whether some people backlash it or what. But when you look at that stat, you would think that Haaland is like the greatest player to ever exist in the universe of playing football.
Not necessarily.
But, I'm just saying by looking at the records alone. I was just getting onto the point that it's clearly not. But it's just mad.
Let me show you something. Yeah, as much as we're so fascinated, we're all fascinated by Haaland's stat, but Lewandowski was always the top goal scorer in the Bundesliga. Does everyone forget that? Everyone always forgets Lewandowski was always the top goal scorer in the Bundesliga.
But he's in a better team, though.
Okay, better team or not, but he's always the top goal scorer.
Who's not to say
Messi and Ronaldo was always scoring these goals, like on the same pace.
But his record that is broken is crazy. The hat trick.
His record, which is broken, it's pretty much what we've been seeing. However, we haven't seen it in the Premier League because we've always bigged up.
In regards to Haaland,
because we've always bigged up the Premier League. Oh yeah, it's the Super League and Super, but we've never had one of these super fantastic players, like actually in the league. Like, no disrespect to Harry Kane, but he's never done it. No disrespect to Mo Salah, all the legends from before.
And to credit to Haaland as well is the team that he's gone into. Like a lot of the great strikers like that come to the Premier League, like even Luis Suarez, he was in Liverpool's best team ever. Ruud van Nistelrooy, you could probably say was at a good time at Manchester United.
But no one had the KDB.
Hey, yeah, like I was saying, the team that he's got with the manager that they got, like I think that also enhanced his.
You've got KDB, you've got Bernardo Silva, you got Grealish, you got Foden, you got Alvarez, you got so even Cole Palmer came on and he looked like a threat. So
we're gonna push on to Man City. I just want to get your final thoughts on the derby, how you thought about the result, what you think this means for Arsenal moving forward, and what you expect, because your next game's against Liverpool. So before we move on to United,
tough game.
What's your thoughts on that?
We take it a step at a time. Tough game against Liverpool on the weekend. I'm happy of what happened this weekend. To be honest, okay, I'll be brutally honest.
Yeah.
I want to see games won. Like I'm happier seeing games won from last season, which we lost. So the Crystal Palace away game, we lost that last season. I was over the moon. Also with the Brentford game last season away, we lost. We won it this season. With the Spurs result, we've been beating Spurs over and over again at home. It's not like
was it one winning or it's 1 winning 13 now, isn't it?
Who Spurs? Spurs. I don't think they've won at that. They've never won. No, I think I can't even remember when they won at the Emirates.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever won at the Emirates.
No, they have, but I can't remember it. I don't know if it was that. But it's been.
I'm sure if I check, I'm sure I'll see one of the stats that says it's not been in 12 games or something like that.
Yeah, maybe 12, or even more. Probably 17 games.
That's probably around 12 or 13. But yeah, so what's your thoughts on the Liverpool game? How do you think that one's going to go leading up into that? You feel like.
Well, Liverpool's on bad form. However, Liverpool's got the firepower. Now, if Arteta goes into the game, like I said it also in the group chat, I said, if Arteta needs to have
Chelsea fans are hiding. Don't worry, we'll get them on.
Like,
your brother, your Chelsea fan hiding.
Obviously, I'm not a manager, I'm not a coach, I'm just a fan. Yeah. The tactic which I will do preferably is I will go in there in a defensive mindset and kind of just try to play out.
Even though Liverpool, the way they look like they're on a knife edge, mate. It looks like you can slide through them feel like butter.
But the thing is that I would rather Liverpool have the ball and try to create rather than they catch us on a break. Because if Liverpool do catch us on a break, they will punish us.
Well, doesn't that mean you're not changing the way that you've been playing all season? So
yeah, but you've got to be adaptable. You got to be adaptable. There's certain times when you've seen Pep changes his tactics every week. Some days he goes defensive, even in mid-game. Like you've seen Pep be 3-0 down and then he'll catch up. Because he needs to change his tactics. Like, oh, okay, I'm too open. They're catching me here. Defensive mindset will get a goal back, and then boom, that's it. Leave Haaland just lurking.
So moving on to that. Moving on to that. The drubbing.
Liverpool, I worry about Liverpool. I think Liverpool's the proper test. People say Spurs is a test. I don't think Spurs was a test. With the Man United result, it's the same result what we got last year. Man United beat us at the Old Trafford last year. So it's a bit of, with Spurs and Man United, it's like each year it's like a 1-1. You beat us over there, we beat you over here. So it's a bit of a 1-1 situation. However, with Liverpool, we don't get a result home or away. So
it's going to be a very interesting game.
It'll be very interesting. And this is where I can actually test Arsenal's progress.
And this is where I will look at the progress as well, because Liverpool, despite the form that they're going to be in, this is probably the game that they're going to look at as the game to really kickstart their
Yeah,
season.
they're gonna get up for this. Like, no disrespect to Brighton, but I can understand if you got Champions League midweek and you got your foot off the gas against Brighton. Against Arsenal, they're top of the league. You want a statement, and it gets you back
because
in
if
the
they
race.
get that win against Rangers tomorrow night, I think that is, then they'll, because they had that defeat earlier on against Napoli. So I think this game is quite crucial just in terms of making sure that they cement some form of qualification throughout the group stage. So
the best thing what we can wish for is Rangers to get a result against Liverpool, and then that will kind of sink their hearts and they'll be focused on the next game. But I don't think that will happen. I think Klopp's going to go into it, try to smash Rangers. He's going to try to smash Arsenal. He's going to rest the players. I think it's League Cup following week. Is it League Cup?
I think the League Cup starts back.
Yeah, so he'll try to rest the players in the League Cup.
Yeah, to be honest, I can't lie. I still think Liverpool are going to smoke Arsenal. I hope that they smoke Arsenal because, I don't want Arsenal to win no league titles. I hate the fact when they talk about league titles. And
unbeaten at home.
I can't wait till you don't start going on your downward spiral so I can abuse you guys in the group chat. I can't wait for all these shook guys to actually come on here so we can actually
when are we getting to United and City,
let's just
bro?
go over. You have to throw in that because, to be fair, I don't really have a mouth to chat this weekend, do I? Because what the fuck just happened to United? Same old bullshit. 4-0 down. Was it 20, 30 minutes? I don't know what the fuck it was.
But nothing actually changed with United, yeah?
Yeah, 6-3, Derby fucking demolition.
Okay. The same way United played against City is the same way United's played all year round, except for the first two games. So since the first two games, United played the same style. A lot of people are saying, United sat back, but that's what United's been doing. If you look at every single one of United's goals, they're a counter-attack goal. And
I don't agree with this analogy that you talk about Man United with, man. Like, you hate when you call Man United a counter-attacking team.
Okay.
In that game, if you notice in that game, Manchester City actually played with a more of a defensive formation than Manchester United did. And if you look at the possession stats, it's actually 50-50. It was actually 50-50.
Yeah.
But there was no
50-50, but you got sat back. If you look at the heat map of where the ball was.
How can we sit back and have 50-50 possession? We all know how Manchester City play as a football club. If we
when Man City got the ball, it's not like Man United
have the ball.
Okay, when Man City had the ball, Man United didn't win the ball back in the midfield. They were winning the ball back. You weren't pressing from the front, and you weren't winning the ball in the midfield. You were winning the ball in your own half.
Yeah, but I noticed that the way Manchester City play, and
they overload the midfield.
I attribute to that they overload the midfield, but they actually create a lot of width for themselves. So what that does, if you see when they start off of their play, like normally you will have one striker to press that the defense, but they split their defense so wide that and play the ball across so well that the one striker can't cover that whole pitch of pressing. So what generally happens is after 2-3 times, because I noticed it, the players think, fuck that, I ain't pressing him. And then before you know it, you got the two fullbacks in the middle.
But then you can see who's not pressing, because if they're playing it wide, clearly means that your two wide players, Sancho and Anthony, click onto the press. And that's not what was happening. So when Rashford's going to go chase, there's no Sancho helping him.
What was happening is that you saw that the players were shook at Haaland, yeah? Everyone shook at Haaland. This is Spain. They're all scared, yeah? I don't think Varane and Martinez are blessed with, like, they're not quick centre-backs. They're decent with pace, but they're not the quickest.
I think Varane could have stopped Haaland a few times. I just feel like he gave him too much respect.
Yes, you're correct. And I feel the club is, as in a whole, by not willing to play a high line, because I feel that's what stopped us. Because in the second half, we played much more of a higher line, and we got more success and we got 3 goals out of it.
But you
But I
can do
think
that
there was
second
too
half. You gotta
overcompensating
remember.
of Haaland, and that was ultimately our downfall.
Okay, but if you're talking about second half, I exclude the second half because, and the
Oh, you
reason
can't.
why I exclude the second half because when you're 4-0 up, you've took your foot off the gas, and that's what City done. As soon as they
But you
scored
can
the
do
6
that
goals,
anytime though in a game.
yeah,
Like they
and they
say, the
did.
most honourable
They
time to
took their foot
concede a
off the
goal is
gas.
when you first scored one.
When they went 6-1 up, they took their foot off the gas. They said, you know what? Yeah, we're done. Then they gave away a cheap penalty, and then they conceded another goal from Martial. It was like quick. It was quick. It's like they gave up on the game. They said, okay, we're going to settle for this. And then Man United, fair to Man United, they didn't stop. Because a lot of teams would have stopped and said, you know what, 6-0, we wave the flag. 6-1, we wave the flag. No, they still persisted. Ten Hag made the substitution, bringing on another forward. So that kind of helped the cause. He did. It's not like Ten Hag said, you know what, let me stop the bleeding. And that's what Conte done.
Yeah,
Conte brought
a
on
lot of
4
people was talking
defensive
about
players
that.
at the same time. He surrendered. That's a white flag. And I like that about Ten Hag. He didn't put up no white flag. He said, you know what, I got the tactics wrong. Martial's going to come, do his best, get him his confidence, and there. And that's all Man United needed to do in the second half.
I totally agree with you. That I feel like that's what I really like about Ten Hag as well. I think he's the type of man that he will try things. When he notices things are not going right or they're not going well, he will quickly change it. And he also takes responsibility for his actions. But 9 times out of 10, he's correct because in terms of the fact that
I will not lie.
the
He's
player's
a very good
application,
manager.
even the
Wherever
way
Man
that,
United finish this season, you have to keep him.
no, he's
You
not
have to
going
keep
nowhere.
him.
The fans,
No. Fan base, because I know the fan base.
No.
Base,
the fan base will not let this one go.
Even if like I'm hoping United get into the top 4 because I find Man United a good quality team. So I hope you all get into the top 4.
I hope
but
Arsenal
not
don't.
at Arsenal suspense though.
I hope Arsenal don't. Whether we
Not
do,
at
we do. I
Arsenal
hope we don't. I don't want that. Nah, I'm tired. I hate. I'm tired. Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's mad because I am one of them.
Okay, who's your top 4 prediction?
My top 4 predictions.
Now.
We'll get onto that just before we will lock off the show. I want to throw a few things in there. Then we'll go after the World Cup. We'll start again, and then we'll see where we at by the end of the season. But I was saying in terms of Ten Hag, I think the reason why the Man United the fans are going to be less likely to get onto Ten Hag is because he's shown probably 2 of the biggest things that the Man United fans want to see and think they have to see. And I think that one of the biggest things was him taking the control back over the transfers. Okay, yes,
but he didn't.
but I know you're going to probably see Casemiro and the likes of whatever. But as a Man United fan,
no, Malacia was his.
Casemiro, no, I'm just saying on the overall, you can see that he is steering the ship in that direction. Yes, we saw a lot of someone was a bit frantic because of the Young situation, but we all know Casemiro was the result of De Jong. So it was.
Can I say one thing?
We got De Jong, we wouldn't have got Casemiro. So
I just want to say one thing, When a new manager comes into a new club, Man United have always let them sign their players first.
No, not necessarily. No. I don't agree with that at all. When
Jose signed in a few of his players first.
Yeah, Jose.
You got Jose. He signed.
Jose never got the players that he wanted. He wanted Milinkovic-Savic. He never got him.
But that's later. I'm talking about the first window. The first window when you started getting Matic and all these guys. Jose got his guys in.
Yeah, they act. But Jose Mourinho admittedly said. Jose Mourinho admittedly said.
Third window is what I'll be judging him on and judging the United board.
Okay. For you as an outsider, that's something you may be judged on. But for me, I think Man United fans have seen that how big or how small. I think that's one of the reasons they've taken him in. And I think, actually 3 points. The second thing is the way that he speaks. I think he's very good with the media, and I think he says the right thing. And he's stern. He's got control and power. Man United had that for a long time, and they really appreciate that. And the second thing is,
No. He's had
How can I
one
not say
transfer
that?
window. He's had
I
one
know.
transfer window.
I'm talking about the way that he speaks to the media.
Oh yeah. The way he
Yeah, I'm
speaks
talking
to
about
the media,
that's what
it's
Man
wrong.
United need that. We haven't had that for a very long time in terms of the way he constructs himself in front of the media. And I think the third and final point where I think the Man United fans will be very, very reluctant, despite the result, how it works out this season to let him go, is his understanding and his learning of and taking responsibility of when he made mistakes. Man United have been too long of manager just playing players that are injured, playing players in the wrong position, playing players that are out of form, doing shit. And we can see Ten Hag, Ronaldo getting benched, Maguire getting benched, Lissandro Martinez coming off at half time.
Yeah, but you're
These
talking
little
about what
things
you've been
are
seeing
things
for a
that
while.
us as
Because you're
fans will
seeing
take
Oli.
over longevity.
You got to remember, Oli, that was his first big job. He had a squad and he felt
But in
comfortable.
football, no one cares. No one cares. After a while, no one cares. Like, it's all
No,
good.
but you say no one cares. You got to remember, Ten Hag's a fresh face. He can clear out what's deadwood. Oli brought these deadwood to the club. So
Yeah.
he's got to use these players because they're not no cheap signings. They're big.
Yeah, but that's what
money.
I'm trying to explain to you. Because what was Ollie's biggest reason last season why everyone was on his back? Continuously playing Maguire, who was out of form.
Okay.
There's complaints from players subliminally saying that they're injured. And there was a whole load of leaks that was coming outside of the club, which is affecting the whole cohesion of the way of preparation and motivation for games and even control management after games, whether it's a victory or a loss. So I think with Ten Hag, you can see there's been a clear difference in regards to that. Less
Can you
leaks,
name
and you
me?
can see the
Can
players
you
that
name
are
me
letting out leaks are
what would
getting
be
benched.
your Man United
Players that ain't
starting
performing are
three?
getting benched.
What would be your Man United starting three?
In terms of what?
Like
Front
your
three.
Man United starting three.
In front three.
Yeah, who should be starting in, week out?
For me personally, yeah, the only place that is solidified in that position right now, just thinking about it, and this literally my opinion changed yesterday. Because let's not forget, people, in football you can change your opinion. So last night,
no, but there's one.
No, I'm just saying this is
I have not changed my opinion on him.
No, but this is how I am in regards to my team and how I feel. Last season, I wouldn't have McTominay nowhere near this team. Nowhere near. McTominay would be at Leeds United right now if it was my choice last season. But as you can see, this season, a lot of people say he's probably one of the best performers in the league, let alone at Manchester United. So, what I'm talking about, the front three right here, Anthony's a shooting for that right wing. Bow, right wing. No one can chat to him. Big boy Anthony. I told you about my guy. Real G in the building. Yeah?
He played 2 games.
So then, but when I go from there now, I'm a bit like, because like Marshall yesterday coming and scoring them 2 goals, it's a bit like, what's going on?
But the two players which I said, in your front three, because I've always told you, and I've told everyone in the group chat, there's 2 Man United players which I like, and I always call the truth. And that's Martial and Rashford. I call them 2 the truth.
Yeah, them
I like them,
still.
and I think they should be starting week in, week out. I think that Man United have an issue here, You've got 2 players that you may not need in your team. And, okay, Jordan Sancho, I'll get onto him in a second. Jadon Sancho. You see, I don't know Man United players like this. You see, I don't.
Who's that Jordan again?
But Ronaldo, he's not.
Yeah, needed. Ronaldo, I could agree with that.
He's not needed.
No, but you know what? Okay, in regards to that Ronaldo theory, before we go on, I have a big theory about this Ronaldo thing, and this is why I'm just a little bit reserved, but football waits for no man. My thing about Ronaldo is, his biggest fuck up was not having a preseason. And what the age that Ronaldo is and the way that he
should have sold him. United should have done that.
And that's a big gap. They made a gamble on it and it fucked up in my opinion. Because I believe for Ronaldo to be that little Ronaldo, what was left of him, he had to be on the same fitness level as everyone on the pitch. Ronaldo, if he goes one step below and everyone else is just a little bit more fit than him, you get the performances that you're getting in now.
Like he looks human.
Yeah, and I feel that if he's even last season, you can see as fit as a fiddle. He wasn't getting the best Ronaldo in the world. He wasn't getting the best Ronaldo in the world, but he was getting a decent
No,
Ronaldo.
you were getting a very good world.
Yeah, you was getting a very good Ronaldo. And
was
my
still
theory is
world-class
the
Ronaldo.
fitness. My theory thing
As
is the
much
fitness.
as people like
So I give
to
him.
write off Ronaldo, I watched that game against Spurs. That was the game which I said,
that game sticks in your mind. That
yeah,
goal.
I said, yeah, you know what? Ronaldo's world class.
Yeah, but sorry, I'll let you carry on. My thing was just the fitness thing of Ronaldo. I think that's give him 4 weeks and then I'll be like, I'll tell you if he's done or not. But go on, carry on. What was you saying?
No, I would never say Ronaldo's done. I would never say it's done. But I just
but it
feel
gets
like
a stage when you have to be
him at Man United is done.
So what
okay,
if you're saying that, where could he go next? Where would you see Ronaldo next? Hypothetically, team coming in January, what team should go for Ronaldo?
Hypothetically,
yeah,
this one's going to be a strange one. It would have made sense if there wasn't the Nkunku talks. I would have said Chelsea, but
Chelsea.
Yeah, I would have said Chelsea, but right now,
do you think Aubameyang's doing all right? Do you think Aubameyang's doing all right there?
He played one game. He played one game. But the team which makes sense right now will probably be either out of D3 clubs, Juve to get back on track.
Nah, they won't have him back there.
Well, ever since he's left there.
They got Blakovic in it. He's doing well.
Yeah, but they haven't won anything since he's left there. They haven't won anything. So if they can get Ronaldo, even if they can get Ronaldo on the 6
Ronaldo was the start of their demise.
Well, at least he won something over there. He still won the Scudetto over there.
I don't see that happening. Anyway,
if they don't take him, then I do think probably an Atletico Madrid. You want to push on. You got to invest. 6-month contract, by the way. All 6-month contracts.
Yeah, short-term contracts.
Yeah, short-term. You got to do it short-term. And
all
then
right, it's fine.
The last one, which I would say would be Napoli. And the reason being Napoli, because Napoli are...
There was rumours in the summer.
Yeah, and they're at the top of Serie A.
Oh yeah, they are. They're doing quite well.
Liverpool. Seeing Ronaldo.
Apparently, that deal with Man United was on the basis that Man United was going to pay. I think it was around 80 million for that striker that they have. I forgot his name. The black guy.
Osima.
Osima. But Man United wasn't willing to pay what they was. But yeah, so yeah, we move on quickly. We'll dive into the other 2 big games over the weekend. The other boys in the chat, they're probably running scared to jump in, but don't worry, we'll get them on here to come and talk their West, because a lot of what, as you can see, is the Dugout Show. We've got a group chat called the Dugout, and I want a lot of what these guys talk. I want it recorded on this here, because I'll click this and do this and do that, and showing people up. Yeah, you get me. I included myself, because don't get too far. I'm a bit wild with it sometimes, and in here, just moving a bit.
This one's the wildest. He's the
when
wildest.
the group chat get in here, it's gonna get wild.
Let me tell you the wildest statement. Yeah, the brother said, "Yo, on Saturday, we're gonna mash up City, and then we're challenging for the title. No one's speaking to us other than City." I said, "Yo."
Yeah, he's not talking. Yeah, he's not talking. He's not talking about me, by the way. But yeah. Moving on to Liverpool. Yeah, let's talk about Liverpool. Trent Alexander, them guys there. But yeah, let's talk about Liverpool though, man. And where did they go? Show guys next, obviously.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to talk about Liverpool and Chelsea at the same time.
Yeah, go on. Let's slap both of them in there at the same time. Why not? Let's go.
Okay, with Liverpool, we clearly know, the whole league knows. Now, you see, before, it was just the fans saying, "Oh yeah, Trent can't defend. Now the whole league,
everyone knows. There's no English tax. The English tax went with Theresa May's budget, bro. Let me tell you that. Yeah, that's saying that English tax went, bro. I got cut.
Can't defend. However, Liverpool can either do 2 things, which I think that they should do. I was watching a program, and they did say 5 at the back. I'm not going to mention the program, but they did say Liverpool should change to the 5 at the back. It does make sense. If Trent can't defend, put some support there. 3 centre backs, play him as a wing back with Robertson on the other side, wing back. or you actually just move him into centre mid.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. I'm thinking this is going to be interesting time in terms of Klopp, yeah, and him as a manager overall, because we all talk, everyone gives him his accolades and what he's done throughout his career, and he's done pretty well, yeah. Of course, some would say he's the second best manager in the league.
But
what I want to see
this
now,
is why I always said that Pep is better than Klopp. Regardless of Klopp won the Champions League, and it's simply for the fact, Pep can always change his players, and you would still get the same results.
But he has struggled with a few. But
okay,
what I'm talking about in regards to,
but since he's been here, he's only lost one Premier League title.
Interesting. Yeah, no, you're right. And I think he's had the money. Wait, to be fair, Klopp hasn't had the same amount
no. I think
as Man City. So that I think that's part of the reason why he gets accolades that he does. That why he's seen as such high regards at Liverpool. But little Klopp, because of his resources. But I was gonna say, I think it's a big test in regards to
them resources. As much as you say them resources, Man United are spending big money.
Yeah.
Chelsea are spending big money. Arsenal are now spending a bit of money. So are Tottenham. It's as much as everyone says resources. Okay, cool. Klopp, realistically, Liverpool are not going to be spending 200 and something mil. And Man City didn't spend no money this season.
Yeah, realistically, true. You're right.
They made a profit. But that's
what Man City does is what they do is criminal. Because a lot of people don't understand that, Like I'll quickly explain it, because what Man City and Chelsea do, they have an academy. You see how all these ballers that they have, they have them there on purpose. They don't have them with the eyes to get them into the first team, because these clubs don't generate the income that they make as a football club in terms of revenue in the club. They subsidize that by selling these young players on for profit, which then they can add to the book so they can compete for financial fair play. It's well known. You hear it on all these programs. If you ain't going to research it, that's why these clubs have their models in their academy. Just in regards to
the biggest clubs in England, realistically, is Man United, Liverpool, and then I'll say Arsenal around the world.
Yeah. It's true. And like your boy, like I said, we're gonna mix in Chelsea in it as well. Like, what happened with Thiago Silva, man? Like, this is situations like that, they bug me out, bro. I'll be real. They bug me out. Because if that happened to any team in the bottom 10, that player's off quickly.
Because my brother's a huge Chelsea fan. My brother said,
he should be on here defending his team. Don't worry, we're gonna get him on here soon.
But then I looked at the play, and actually, Thiago Silva lost the ball before Ayew made contact. So he wasn't in control of the ball. No one was. And then you've handballed it.
It's a straight red card. Red card. We're not in control. Reckless decision. Literally the last man. Like, there was no one coming. There wasn't no guy down there in the wing that was there potentially. No. There was nobody.
This is the thing. Now, if
how is this possible?
Me personally, I believe if Crystal Palace was another big club, if this was City against Chelsea, that would have been a red.
But when are these things gonna stop, man? Like, because you know what it is with me, them things was okay back in the day when everyone knew that they didn't know, but there wasn't VAR them times. You get it? So that kind of emotion of them kind of decisions, you kind of like get over it within the next couple of days, because you be like, fuck it. Like, what can we do? Like, my man's he's just a shit ref. Boom, boom, boom. But nowadays, that shit can't go on, bro. Like, that is bullshit.
Still going on.
This is why I say that, bro.
You know what it is?
I will say that
we'll always have human error. There will always be human error.
Yeah, there will always be, but that's what VAR is there. Like, how many humans are going to make the same one fucking error?
You've got to understand, this VAR thing, it's making money. You see all that VAR decision, it's
all promotional tactics,
It's promotional tactics so that people can be
right?
No, think about it.
I can hear these arguments. I can hear them, but I just can't sometimes.
I know it's conspiracy, but think about it,
Yeah.
It's engaging fans. It's engaging other people. It kills our algorithm. Think about it. The algorithm starts to change over a VAR decision. It starts to
Yeah, no,
change.
you're
We
right.
start talking about, the VAR decision. More
You're
people
right.
are intrigued of what happened. So what's going on in the Premier League? More people are tuning in. Now everyone's talking about it on social media. They're talking about it on the television, the pundits. It gives them something to talk about. Some of them, I just feel like some are just so obvious that it's like, okay, the game, it was a bit here. Okay, let's give them some controversy.
Yeah, I feel bullshit, to be fair. Like these decisions, I've been real like it's a joke, Bob, yeah, because everyone talks about money this and money that in the game, yeah. And it's like for me, I personally like was happy to see VAR coming because I thought, you know what, yeah, like everyone can cut the bullshit now, like in terms of everything's gonna be correct. And I understand, you know what, sometimes and I thought
You
and
wait
I
for the World
accepted the
Cup.
human error part,
Wait for
yeah.
the World Cup. Wait for the
Oh,
World
that's
Cup.
I,
Wait
Mate,
for
I've
the
seen
World.
some stuff already in regards to World Cups and things like that. So I already know that stuff there is a shambles, yeah. But I don't want to dive into that because I don't want to get my channel, yeah, with them a bit. But
Yeah.
yeah, but what I'm saying in regards to what was I talking about? In regards to the VAR, I was very happy for it to come in because I thought, yes, like we argued over years about only if this was that, only if this is affecting the sport, this is a lot of money, So, and my biggest point in regards to that, yeah, the human error side of things. I understand this human error. That's the whole point of VAR. The referee is gonna make decisions that are gonna be seen as a normal mistake that a human being can make. And then you got VAR where there's apparently 3, 4, 5 different people, all with eyes that are seeing the same thing that can say, yo, bro, that's a mistake. The same thing that every single person that's a viewer, when they watch it, they
Okay.
can see it for themselves
But
and they
when the
don't have
voting
no
system,
referee qualifications, but yet these people are still making a mistake. That's what I don't get. And that's where it's very annoying. And I feel like overall, I don't even want to dive into this VAR argument. I feel like with Chelsea, that was a big result for them in regards to them and Graham
I
Potter.
just feel like Chelsea, if we're going to talk about Chelsea and be honest, yeah, Chelsea haven't played a good game of football all
Yeah,
year.
for a long time. For a long
No,
time. That
all
was on
year,
the
all
Tuchel.
year, all
Yeah, on
year,
the
all
Tuchel.
year.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, I don't mean all years in all year, but I mean this season. This season, whether it's been Champions League or whether it's been in the league, they haven't played a good game of football.
I totally agree.
Like, they've lost a few games. They drew against the one game which they did play well was against Spurs, but you still managed to draw that game. So I still think they've got a lot to work on. With United, they've been getting the results. I've been seeing it. You've done it against a decent squad as well. You've done it against Liverpool. You've done it against Arsenal, Chelsea. You yet to do it against anyone.
No, it's true. They drew against Spurs. And like I said, it's a big result in regards to Graham Potter because he hasn't
Lost
really got
against
as such.
Southampton.
They've done really 1, 2 bits and bobs. But yeah, before we close up the show, I just want to ask you a quick question in regards to: do you think Liverpool will come back? And where do you think Graham
We'll
Potter
know on
goes from
Sunday
there?
about that first
And tell me
question. The
your
first
and tell me your
question we'll know on Sunday.
yeah, sorry, yeah, and then tell me after that. Tell me your top 4 predictions.
Top four predictions, yeah. It might change after Sunday, but for now, City champions, Arsenal, Tottenham, second or third, and the battle for fourth will be Chelsea or United. I can't give you one, but that's who I think the battle's going to be. And if Tottenham doesn't switch on the gears, then they can be in that conversation as well. But right now, I just feel like against majority of the clubs, I just feel like Harry Kane and Son are just too much quality, and Richarlison and
So who
Kulusevski.
misses out on top 4?
I don't know. I can't give. I'll give you 5 teams that are in the shout for it.
Okay.
I don't think Liverpool's in the shout, but who knows? On the weekend, maybe they close the gap. But
Well, at this current moment, Liverpool are not in top 4, right?
no, at this
No.
current moment, I don't see
Yeah.
it. I don't see it. But
Yeah.
Okay, so say in the weekend, yeah, we lose. The gap closes to 8 points. But if on the weekend we win, we're 14 points away from Liverpool this early.
No, so
14 points, you know.
that's a big gap. That's a big gap. So state your final four prediction for us, sir. Top four.
I got a top 3 and 2 teams that will battle it out.
You're going dash us, give it to us, throw it to us.
Man City, Arsenal, Spurs. Battling it out for 4th is Spurs and Man United and Chelsea and maybe Spurs.
Interesting. I'll quickly dash out my top 4 predictions there. You all know I thought Man City's going to run away with the league. Me personally, I thought that Man United will come second, with Arsenal third and Chelsea fourth. The reason why I say that, I strongly believe after the start that we had to the start of the season, after losing to Brighton and Brentford, I feel that Man United have shown their quality in the league and shown that they've turned over a new leaf. Yes, the Man City result put us back a bit, but I personally believe we've got the second best squad in the league, and I think that's going to go us a long way. And yeah, I just don't think Tottenham and Liverpool have the squad to make it.
However, we're also forgetting a vital thing.
Yeah.
World Cup.
Yeah.
That is going to be a huge impact to the season.
No, 100%. And I think
like Harry Kane, they get injured quite a lot. Players like Son, they get injured quite a lot.
Exactly. So
we never know what's going to happen to Man United or Arsenal or Chelsea player. So I don't know.
And that's going to be a big factor because the World Cup is a competition that comes around once every 4 years. It's a competition where the players are going to want to give everything for their country.
That's why I'm so happy.
It's going to be high risk of injuries. So it's going to be interesting when you come back. And Arsenal do have a bit of advantage, and Man City per se, because Norway ain't in the World Cup, are they? So your captain and probably the freak of nature is going to have a month of rest. And so that could be an advantage for some teams. But
it's an advantage, having him on. But without Robin, what is it?
No, it's true.
Because some of these, I understand Haaland's
that ball yesterday.
Some of these things, what KDB is doing,
crazy. Yeah? The ball yesterday was mad, isn't it? It was crazy. that ball
yesterday. It's not
in between Varane and
who did they play where he just whipped it from the side? Like, I don't know why he was on the side. He whipped it in. I think it was against Dortmund.
Oh, that was against Nottingham Forest.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly who it was. And I just said, all you need on KDB's moves. No. Hey, why for that? All you need on KDB. All you need on KDB's crosses,
yeah.
It's just one touch, bro.
No,
one touch, bro.
You just need to that's it. Just
Just
like my man will literally right to your foot and you have to just go back. Like he programs it in his head and then you're in there. But thank you, Supreme, bro. It's a pleasure. Always ready to jump on the show. Yeah, guys, we're gonna get these other shookers to jump on when the time's right. Obviously, guys, we do have our Sunday
in the chat. You know, we're gonna
do them. Don't worry. We'll either be here Sunday or Monday, and us as friends and that as well. We're kind of working on a few things outside of this as well. So I'm not gonna slap no time on specific time. That'll go in time, but Sunday or Monday we'll be on there giving the reactions over the weekend and just basically pouring out our group chat out in here. So yeah, stay tuned, like us, share us, put a notification on your bell, and when we pop up, just jump up and join in, guys. So thanks for jumping on in
and share. And please don't miss out, when it comes down to the World Cup. That's where things are going to be heated.
Yeah, we're going to be jumping in there. We're going to be doing the match. Not everyone supports England around here, so it'll be interesting. Everyone's going to have their own little support and that going forward. So, man, thank you guys for joining in. Thank you, Supreme, and we'll see you guys next week. Boom. Love, my boy.